I am Patrick Ta. I am a celebrity makeup artist, and I am so grateful that you guys are all here to watch me do makeup. I want to do something super like tropical, bronzy, goddess vibes. I think the look that I started off my career with is like just super luminous, glowy skin, and I have some eyeshadow palettes here from Colourpop that I'm super excited to use. So this is Olivia. So she's been one of my makeup assistants now for almost like 2.5, 3 years. She's very sassy. She's very quiet right now, but she's a sassy girl. So if you guys like have any questions, like please ask. Please like talk to me. Let's have fun. I'm gonna start off by using the LAMINATE soft cream. And I always like to moisturize with a brush. Okay, and then I'm gonna put in a little bit of eye cream now. So this is the LAMINATE eye cream. I know that this is very bougie, bougie skincare, but we're here for that. We're mixing high and low today. My kit is filled with so many different things. I've been using LAMINATE for a while now, and I love it. We're just putting on any product that just like makes foundation just melt onto your face. So I'm using the P. Louise eyeshadow primer. Do any of you guys use this one?
Yes, that is a staple product.
So I always start off by just priming the eyes first, and I don't like to put too much on. I know that some people like to like really cover the whole entire eye with this, but I like to focus the eyeshadow primer basically where the blending is going to be, like basically like right above the brow bone and a little bit onto the lid. Again, like this is just what I like to use, but I know that you guys are all makeup pros here already, so you can use whatever you want. And then I'm gonna be using a little bit of foundation. So I'm using the LAMINATE. I like deep pot all my foundations, but I'm using the LAMINATE foundation in shade Linen. And I'm just taking like a tiny bit. I'm using her as my petri dish. I'm just taking a little bit. I'm taking one of the Colourpop sponges. These new ones are so soft. Like,
yes.
God damn, they're so soft.
Really soft. Do you always use a blender? Like, do you like using like a brush to apply your foundation as well?
So I like to use a blender just because I'm only gonna be putting this onto the eyes. The reason why I'm putting foundation onto the eyes is because I'm doing the eyes first. Whatever foundation that you guys are using, put this onto your eyelid all over. I know that we just covered the primer, so some of these are probably gonna say like that was a waste in a step, but for me, it's not. And I'm just gonna set the whole entire eyeshadow base because this is gonna make my eyeshadow blend that much easier. Taking this Colourpop bronzer and basically putting this just into the eyeshadow crease, so chin up for me. And I'm focusing this more so just like right onto the outer part of the crease. I love using like the same products on like multiple parts of the face because I love monochromatic looks. So by doing that, it just like kind of accentuates and like brings and ties all the colors together. And because like we set the eyeshadow, it just allows everything to blend so much easier. Okay, and then now I'm gonna take this off shade, like coral, and then I'm gonna put this like right onto the outer crease as well. So what do you want me to focus the most on? That like, or you guys don't care at all?
Skin.
Skin?
Okay. Yes. I know you're like
definitely skin and brow.
Collection king.
I'm obsessed with your glossy skin technique, so I would love to see
Yeah, same, the glossy.
Okay. But I'm just really building up this color from that tie-dye palette. I'm really pulling this out right now. So, like, again, if you guys see this messiness down here, it's gonna be pulled out, it's gonna be cleaned up. I don't ever like that sharp line that you do like get by cutting it. I just used this like orangey dark brown shade right here. And I'm putting this just like right onto the outer end of the eyeshadow. So once you feel that most of the eyeshadow is off your brush, we're gonna slowly just diffuse this up into the brow bone. I always like to use like the same brush or a clean brush. And I'm gonna like basically extend. I'm gonna pull. I'm really loving like elongated eyes this way, not this way. I hate when like eyeshadow goes up. I like it when it's pulled out where it just looks like my face is pulled back and my skin is tight. Taking a wipe, I know this is a very like, I like to go along the bottom waterline and go straight out, not go up, go straight. And I'm leaving a little bit of space because I'm gonna blend this out because I don't want that harsh line there.
Got it. So you don't use like tape, right? I know a lot of people like using tape. You're not into that.
No, just because like my clients have always like, I think I did that like a few years ago, and a lot of my clients were like, ow, my skin, or like your skin.
Can we talk about the pigment and how amazing the ColourPop pigments are? Like in these.
I know. I honestly love their eyeshadows. Like, I love their eyeshadows. I have like all the palettes in my kit. And I'm not just saying that, like I truly love these eyeshadows. They're so blendable. And if anyone ever comes for them for like fallout, I think when a powder like has no fallout into the pan, it makes it so much harder to blend. Like you need it to be able to blend onto the eye. I feel like I see these YouTube videos saying, oh my God, there's a little fallout, but then like for me, like I need the powder needs to be soft enough to diffuse up into the brow bone. So the only reason why I use a brush is because I didn't want too much glitter onto the eye. So I'm gonna use a brand new mascara. I'm gonna be using, this is the new Marc Jacobs one. So you want to find a setting spray that spritz really softly. You don't want to ever get one of those ones that like just like squirts water on your face. So this has a really nice sprayer, and I can appreciate that because trying to find products, it's really good. But this is just gonna set everything. Set the eyeshadow, give it a little fan. Okay, so now I'm just gonna wipe it off again. I know that it's wiped off all that expensive eye cream, but it's okay. So I'm gonna take, so like if you guys have tried their eyeliners, oh my God, they're so good. They're so smooth. So I'm gonna put this brown eyeliner onto the inner waterline, just to give it a little bit of drama. These are individual lashes that I'm gonna be putting on, just like a couple, just putting them onto the outer end. And I always like to have the client look down. I think that I'm pretty quick with individuals.
He's literally the king of individual lashes.
I like building my own lash, but like not having too much lash. So guys, I'm putting on, this is a La Mer Renewal Oil. Olivia has really dry skin. So I'm gonna put on a little bit of foundation, and I'm using the La Mer. I always change it up, but these are the ones that I use. So I have a Kat Von D, an EYESHADOW Cosmetics, and a Ciate brush. And I always like to apply foundation with a brush first, because I feel like when I'm applying it with a beauty blender first, it just applies way too much coverage, and I'm going for that natural from within look, depending on who my client is. But I normally don't put on primers, just because I feel like I hate the fact that we're just adding so many layers onto the skin. But the oil just makes the foundation just like glide onto the skin that much easier.
So would you use a primer instead of oil for oily skins?
Yeah, I would. So there's a few that I have. Where is it? Where's my kit? But I use this this Fenty one that I really love. I use the Milk one that I really love. But I often, because most of my clients want really like natural dewy skin, I don't like to put too much primer on, just because it just adds another layer that I feel like is not needed. So now I'm using, this is the ColourPop blender, using like the flat side. Okay, so now contour, guys. I'm gonna be using this shade in Illuminate from Tom Ford, and this is in the color 0.5. Basically, I just like kind of like just like stamp, press, stamp, press, stamp, press, stamp, instead of like going back and forth. If you guys ever had that problem with like creasing, it's because you put too much concealer. So by putting the contour first, you're putting the shape wherever you want it first, and then you can go in and conceal only the areas that need to be concealed. I don't like to use too dark of color correctors because, again, my makeup isn't that heavy enough to like cover up a color corrector. So I always like to put concealer on first, and with whatever applicators, and then I'll take this this NYX brush, number 17, and I basically move the concealer everywhere that I want it.
How do you choose the foundation shade for your client?
So in my kit, I have my foundations that have more of a yellow undertone. I have my foundations that are more of a pink undertone. And depending on what that client is wearing that day, sometimes I will go ahead and I'll match it to basically her shoulder, because like I think this is where I want, like this is the color that I want. Before I do the rest, so Olivia has really thick eyebrow hair. So if you guys have, if anyone has used major brow and you feel like it doesn't work for you, it's because you have to layer it. So I'm just gonna apply major brow. So this is in the color clear. So spray a little bit of the setting powder, the setting spray, and activate the product. And just basically work this product into the eyebrow hair. I'm really just like, you really wanna make sure that you coat every single hair. If you have thick hair, I mean, if you have like more fine hair, then one coat is good enough. I'm going to just put that into the eyebrow. Whatever's excess on the brush, I kind of like squeeze it out. And then I go in with like another, I let it dry, but I'm just gonna want to make sure that you have a full thick coat of this product. And right now it looks white, but let it dry and then we'll come back to it. So now we're gonna come back to the eyebrows later. Now I'm going to bake. So this is what I like to do. So Ariel taught me this. I always like to put the powder onto the back of my, I mean the front of my palm first, get off all the excess powder, and then press it into the skin. Like this avoids your face from looking cakey. Because like, you know, some people just like dip it into the thing and put it right onto the face. Like no. This is gonna give you that airbrush finish. I know she looks really matte. I said that we were doing a glowy look, but we're gonna bring back that glow. The LAMINATE powder. I usually just use translucent. I don't really use any of the other stuff. This blender, and just push everything into the skin. I feel like I always do this. Like no matter how many times I layer, I push, I layer, I push, and then I do the same thing again. This is the banana powder from Fenty, and I use that to brighten the under eyes for darker skin tones.
Gotcha.
Guys, so I'm using this to also promote major headlines, dual cream and powder blushes. I like to apply the powder first. I'm applying a powder first, like right onto the apples. Okay, can you see?
Stunning, for real. You were putting on that before the class, right? That's what you were putting on.
And then see the same thing on the other side. Apply this, just like, I like to go in like patting motions. So now I'm gonna take the cream part. And the reason why I do the cream after is because you guys like my glowy skin. I saw some like YouTube videos saying that like, oh my god, why would you put cream over powder? Like, you crazy? But the reason why I do this is because I think that blush is like the first thing to go. Like come 5 o'clock, she's gone. Like where is she? I can't even see her. So by layering 2 textures, it's going to just like lock everything in And this cream, if you guys can see, it's like super creamy and super wet. So it just will give you, I'll put it on, I like to do it with a beauty blender, but come close so everyone can see all the glory. I put this on right on top of the powder, and it brings like the skin back to life. You guys see that? Look at it. Put a little bit excess just like right onto her nose. Before I do the brows, I just want to like glow the body up with a little bit of Major Glow body oil. This is in the color A Dream. And now that the face is done, I'm gonna go back in, and if there's any harsh lines that need to be blurred out, I'm gonna blur it out with the eyeshadow and just extend it out so there's no harsh lines. I'm gonna go back into, this is like a pencil brush. Again, using that palette. This is a really good palette. And you guys, Danielle told me that I didn't have to use any ColourPop either. And the fact that
Yes.
this is like for real, like I truly love the product. And I know if you guys have tried it, you guys, I mean, you guys know yourself, so.
Yeah.
So same thing on this side, putting a little bit underneath. One more time. I know this is a lot of work. Again, you don't have to do this, but it's because I want this product to be good for you guys. You want to add another coat. I know it's a lot of work, guys. I know. One more coat of Major Brow. Let it dry, and then we will finish the brows. I always do the brows at the very end. But I'm gonna give the skin a little bit of setting spray. I'm gonna go to the lips now. So this is a pretty hyaluronic acid setting mist. Damn, this collection has all this hyaluronic acid.
Yes.
Hyaluronic acid is expensive, okay? That's an expensive ingredient. So for the lips, I'm gonna be using Major Headlines Oh She's Single. So the reason why I named this Oh She's Single is because I feel like whenever I put on, like whenever I see a girl wearing nude lipstick, I'm like, she's here to get it. So this is in the shade Oh She's Single. I'm gonna overdraw towards the center of the lips and then keep within the lip line on the outer part. So rub your lips together. So I always like to rub the lip liner together. Here, and put it on for us. Give us a thick amount. I want a lot. Put on close. Let them see. No one's even looking. Goddamn.
Yes.
So do you guys see that this like lip color matches the blush?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that the brows are done, so this is my favorite part. We're gonna laminate now. So we're gonna laminate the eyebrows onto the skin, so they look flat. And then now that they're flat, I can comb them up because we don't want it to look like they're like flat to the face. Comb them up, and it just like puts them in place. And then same thing on this side. We're gonna laminate them. And then flatten them, and they're flat, and then lift them back up. And then I'm gonna use a Glossier brow pen. So I'm gonna only color in towards the end, and I'm just gonna draw hair-like strokes just on the end. I'm gonna elongate them a little bit, filling in only the areas that need to be filled. So look up for Jennifer. A little bit, just like in some areas. Sometimes I'll use like a gel on top if I need that extra hold. Actually, no. What else do I need to do?
Bottom mascara.
Bottom mascara. So I'm using this MAC bottom mascara. Okay. Oh no. So this is She's Unapologetic. I'm gonna put a little bit onto the back of my palm, and then I'm just gonna basically use my fingers and put this just like right into the center, and this is gonna like give me that beautiful nude. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more blush just because I feel like, again, I told you, the blush is the first thing to go. So I'm gonna show you guys how I like to take my photos.
Yes, please do.
So basically so I love this iPhone, so the one with like the 2. So it's an 11. So I always use the front facing camera. So you guys always want to find a room that has like white walls, have even lighting. Oh my god, you look so good. Put your shoulders down. Sometimes her shoulders look like this in photos, and I want her to look like just like that. But I think that's it. I just want to thank ColourPop. Like honestly, like this was more fun than I thought that it was gonna be. So
I told you it was gonna be fun.
And Danielle, like thank you so much for having me.
Patrick, so freaking much. You were amazing. I feel like everyone learned a lot.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Patrick.
And I love you guys.
Camera.
Thank you.